All right, welcome to the inaugural Grit and Gumption Gathering. I am so excited for this. Thank you all for coming and supporting just an amazing cause, an amazing team. I am Garret Fitzpatrick. I'm your MC tonight, and I'm a volunteer fundraiser for the Dana-Farber Marathon Challenge team. All proceeds from tonight's event go directly to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to support early stage research through the Artemis Program in innovative basic cancer research. This is critical research. These are early stage projects that need to prove something out before they can advance to the next stage. To beat cancer, we really need to take more shots at new ideas, and this program is designed to do just that. All right, so when I was thinking about tonight, I was thinking about the moon, which I do, kind of a lot. I'm kind of a space nerd, and I'm a former NASA Aerospace Engineer. I was inspired by the moon landings, not just for the technical feat they represented, but for the meaning behind such a bold, audacious, collaborative, human effort they required. We've all heard the phrase, if we can land a man on the moon, why can't we ... Solve climate change, get rid of traffic jams, make a robot that can fold laundry. I'm still waiting on that one. Cure cancer. Going to the moon was so hard, so much of a stretch, that it became the yardstick for human achievement. It came to mean anything is possible. Fast forward to today, 2023, and humans haven't been back to the moon in over 50 years. Harrison Schmitt and Gene Cernan were the last two people on the moon, and they left it behind in 1972, the last mission of Apollo, the Apollo 17. But today, NASA is going back to the moon in the Artemis Program with the goal to send the first woman and the first person of color to the lunar surface. And so that's gotten me thinking about what going back to the moon can mean for us this time and what it means to do hard things in general. Doing hard things, seemingly impossible things, inspires us. It lifts us up. It gives us a glimpse of what's possible. And that's what I wanted to do with this event, is to give a reminder, a little bit of a glimpse into what can be done with a little grit and gumption. So, what is grit? Grit is the drive, the stamina, the fortitude to push through any obstacle until success is achieved. Grit is about determination, perseverance, stick-to-itness, the ability to keep going when others would quit or fall back. It's that stubborn beast inside that won't accept giving up, won't stand for complacency, won't allow failure to be an option. And what about gumption? Gumption is just, it's one of my favorite words. I like it, sounds cool. Gumption. I feel like you've got to say it from like down here, gumption. It's stuck in my mind from one of my favorite books, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. And there's this quote, "A person filled with gumption doesn't sit around dissipating and stewing about things. He's at the front of the train of his own awareness, watching to see what's up the track and meeting it when it comes." That's gumption. Gumption is about the courage to take on a challenge in the first place. It's about leading with vision and action, the focus to bring your full self to the task at hand, the audacity to imagine a better world, and the follow-through to actually do something about it. So, yeah, that's like a lot of things, like all in one word. So that's another reason why I like it. It's very efficient. How about impossible? The stories we'll hear tonight are all about redefining impossible through grit and gumption. And impossible can take many different meanings. What's impossible to me, like winning the Boston Marathon, it's not gonna happen, wasn't so impossible to Jack Foltz, who we'll hear from soon tonight. Landing on the moon was impossible to people throughout almost all of human history. By the way, did you know that before we landed on the moon, but after we committed to going, a lot of very smart people thought the moon was fluffy? Fluffy as in, if you landed on it, you might just sink right in. We didn't know. We had no idea. It was impossible until it wasn't. And impossible doesn't have to be some grand voyage or epic triumph. For me, I have 3 young kids. Sometimes impossible is just getting all 3 kids dressed and out the door and with shoes on. And sometimes we just skip the shoes. It's like truly impossible. I'm telling you, we can learn a lot from the grit and gumption of 3-year-olds. We have just an amazing group of speakers here tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the first time in human history that this exact assembly of stories has ever come together. We have Marcia Bartoszak, author of 7 books on astrophysics and physics, who will be talking about the discovery of gravitational waves. We have Dr. Michael Johnson, an astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, who will tell us about what it took to make a telescope the size of the Earth to image a black hole for the first time. Jack Foltz will inspire us with his story of sweating through the hottest Boston Marathon on record and to develop a winning attitude to confront our own finish lines wherever we find them. Dr. Rosalind Siegel, a researcher right here at Dana-Farber and a professor of neurobiology at the Harvard Medical School, will tell us about her exciting research creating a whole new field, cancer neuroscience, and about the study of connecting the fundamental pathways in our brains with cancer biology. And finally, Dan Seawald, CEO of Deliberate Innovation, will inspire us to create space to spot the unexpected, to see what everybody else is seeing, but to think what no one else is thinking. So, tonight, let's imagine new possibilities. Cynical is easy. We have a million reasons to be cynical. We've all been there. We've gotten to the point where the world seems to be falling apart, where those positive moments, those inspiring stories, just seem few and far between, overshadowed by all the chaos and cynicism around us. But you see that door that we all came in from tonight? We just leave all that at the door. Tonight, we imagine something greater. Because let me tell you this, those positive moments that lift us up, they are everywhere. Sometimes we just need a little reminder. It's one of the most amazing things about humanity. There have always been, and there always will be, people challenging the impossible. So, with that, I'd like to introduce